Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Trades Market Forecast for April 2nd, 2015. Let's get started right away. Before I get started, I'm going to do the same thing that I was doing all week. I want to promote that wealthytrades.com, .instapage.com website. I want you to go there right away as soon as you can. Go to that page. It looks like this. When you get there, okay, I want you to type in your name right here and your email address. It's that simple. We don't need any credit card information, anything like that. I want you to just type in your name, your email address, and hit done. And what we will do is we will send you, I'll get an email, and then we're going to send you our ebook. All right, this ebook is jam-packed full of amazing information on the exact strategies that I use and the Wealthy Trades team uses every single day. It's a 20-page ebook, absolutely free. On top of that, you're obviously going to get a 14-day trial to the wealthytrades.com dashboard. That is the place that you need to go. It's the products you need to understand. And the reason why is because of weeks like this week. We've had a really good week at wealthytrades.com. Even though the market is not performing all that well, and we'll go over that in a minute. But again, the page that I want you to go to is wealthytrades.com, .instapage.com. As soon as you can, all right, type in your name, your email address, hit done, and we're going to give you all this stuff for free. I'll get you that ebook right away. You can email me with any questions that you may have. But go there. Again, wealthytrades.com, .instapage.com. All right, let's get started. Let's get rolling. Yesterday was a pretty choppy day, pretty crazy day. Let's go into the SPY. I want to start there because the outperformance of what we do at Wealthy Trades is starting to show. It's starting to show fairly substantially. We had a market that was down again. You know, the market opened at 206.39, and I want you to pay attention. A lot of times, especially when we're talking about our day trading, okay, day trading strategies on a daily basis, we're looking at the daily dashboard. I look at the opening price because when you're day trading, this is very important. The benefits of day trading is that you go home in cash every day, so you don't have to worry about overnight risks, big gaps, different things like that. So in the SPY, it opened at 206.39 and it closed at 205.70. Okay, so it was a down day, and that has been kind of the theme over the last couple weeks or so. The market is really starting to struggle at these levels. Again, I remain bullish. All right, I think, in fact, let's go into the charts here. I think that this is a key level. I've been saying this actually for the last 2.5 weeks or so. I said that this key high at about 211.12 is very important. This low at 204 or so is very important. Whichever way we break, we're going to go probably another 4, 5, 6, 8% in that same direction. If we break 204, we're probably going to be going another 6 to 8% down. If we break that 211, we're probably going. That means we're probably going down to about. If we break 204, we're probably heading to 190. Okay, in the SPY. If we break 211, we're probably heading to about 220. So that's what you have to, maybe 225. That's what you have to look forward to. But we are talking very intraday right now, and it's the SPY is sitting at a pretty key level. The issue with this level, okay, is the longer it sits in bases here. This is kind of a key low. As you can see, we shifted purple bar, shifted in a downtrend, and then an uptrend, and then a downtrend. All right, and it hasn't shifted back into an uptrend. So the longer we sit in base here, all right, it's eaten up a lot of the buyers that pushed it up here and pushed it up here. So it could potentially crack lower. And the next level it'll go to is this 200, 190, 98 to 200 level. But we'll see how it handles this level. Again, this week, let's look at this week, has been pretty bearish. This is a short week, and take some time off tomorrow, Good Friday, as a man of faith. Christian, devout man of faith, one of the most important days in the Christian holidays tomorrow. So take some time, understand what Good Friday means, and Easter. So, but anyway, it's been we had the markets open at 210.42 last week and closed at 205.74. And then for this week, we have the markets opening up at 207.35. And it looks like it's going to be another down week. So pay attention to what's going on. You gotta understand. This is the reason why it's so important to trade in the direction of the trend. It's so important to understand where the market's moving on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Okay, and what the best sectors to go into are, what the best stocks in those sectors to go into are. Because here's the thing: over the last few days, we've been spot on at Wealthy Trades. On Monday, we were in an uptrend, but the quality wasn't good, so we did a pairs trade. Our pairs trade was up about a 0.5%. The market wasn't. On Tuesday, we were in a directional trade long. And if you remember, Tuesday was a big down day. So how did we make money? Well, we were in the right sector. We were in the XLE. The only sector that performed well on Tuesday was the energy sector. We were up about a 1.5% on Tuesday. Yesterday, we did a pairs trade. If you remember, we were in an up market, but the quality was below 50%, much like today. So what we did, I said, you know what? Let's go long, target at the open, hold it all day long, and go short eBay at the open, hold it all day long. This trade here, both of these trades made money. eBay opened at 57.33, got down to 57.81, so it was a really good trade, but it ended up closing for about a 0.35 or so profit, so that one was profitable. And then Target was also profitable. In a market that was down, Target was the best stock to go long, and it was up. It opened at 81.83, closed at 82.09. That's extremely powerful information. Those were the trades for yesterday. That's why you got to understand this information. And again, that's the main reason you need to go to the wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. All right, go to that website. Looks like this. Tell your friends, your family, your aunt, your uncle, everybody to go to this website. All you got to do is type in your name and email address, and we will get you this ebook so you can learn how. All right, it's a 20-page ebook, jam-packed full of awesome information. How do we pick our trades? How do we do our drill down analysis? What is our calculations, our quality calculations based on? What you're seeing here, I believe, is one of the most simple platforms. All right, if you think about really what the dashboard, the Wealthy Trades dashboard, shows us, it shows us where the market's moving and the quality of that move. That's kind of the first look. And then what sector should we focus on? And then from there, obviously, we can get the levels, which are and the stats of the levels of each sector, and the 8 stocks. But if you think about it, it's so important to trade in the direction of the trend in the best sector and the best stocks. The power behind the calculations that are going on in this dashboard are huge. We give you how far, for example, the XLE. How far should the XLE? It's moving up. Well, what does that mean? All right, market's moving up, XLE's moving up for today on a daily basis. The XLE, if we look, we tell you, well, it should move up to 70. It closed at 77.56. It should move up to 78.08 or down to 76.86. We tell you the probabilities. Think about that. If you know that the energy sector closed at 77.56, it should move up because it's in an uptrend to 78.08, and it's got a 46.2% probability of doing that. In comparison to should move down to 76.86, but it only has a 32.7%. Don't you think you'd go long? And it's better to structure long position? The answer is absolutely yes, but you need to understand that information. And wealthytrades.com is the only place in the world that gives you this information and the most powerful platform that is in existence, in my opinion. It's the only tool I use as a professional trader. This is all I use. But let's start. All right, yesterday was a great day. Let's see if we can end the week and have another great day. We're going to do a pairs trade because uptrend. All right. And the quality isn't that good. So we're going to look to go long the best stock in the best sector and short the worst stock in the worst sector. So we're going to go long a stock in the XLE and short a stock in the XLK. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over all 8 stocks within the XLE. And I'm going to do my drill down analysis, which again, we go into details in that ebook that you can get for free. When you go to wealthytrades.com.instapage.com, type in your name and email address, we'll get that to you free. But I'm going to do my drill down analysis, and if you guys have been watching these, I recommend you watch these every single day. We tell you, we call out daily, weekly, and monthly trades, and I highly recommend you watch these. The first thing I do once I get my group of stocks over is I eliminate any stocks that don't have a levels to win profit on both sides. It's got to make money on both sides. Okay, so WMB does great. What I know about these stocks automatically, let me talk about that for a second. What I know about these stocks is I know, okay, we're in an uptrend. XLE is the best sector to trade in the uptrend because it's ranked. So as you can see by quality, quality 6430. It's the highest quality, and then when it turns purple, the highest quality is always on the left. So highest quality down is XLK because the quality is 61.8 compared to the 60.6 in the XLF. But what I know about these 8 stocks automatically is these are the 8 stocks, okay, that have the highest trend side hit rate. So these are the 8 stocks out of the 41 stocks in the energy sector. These are the 8 stocks that are not only moving in the direction of the trend, but also have the highest trend side hit rate. So they have the highest probabilities of hitting their upside. It's very powerful. Okay. So WMB, good to go. VLO, good to go. Again, I'm just looking at the levels to win profit, and I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't make money on both sides. And the only one that doesn't is the XL itself. That's okay. Let's eliminate it. The second filter I'm going to use is I want to see the levels on levels. This is the percent, the probabilities, the historical probabilities of it closing above this level. This is the historical probabilities of it closing below this level. So above and below. Okay. So if we're moving up, I want to see a high number here. I want to see a high probability of it closing above this level, and I want to see a low probability of it closing below this level. So another way that I do it is, we know that all these stocks hit their upside on a very high basis, right? Because they're part of they're the best 8 stocks in the best sector. We already know that they all hit at a very high rate. But I want to see that it closes above that level at a high rate too. So I want to see if it hits 51.9% of the time, then this levels on levels has to be 50% or higher of this number. So in this case, it would have to be 27% on the levels on levels, because that would be right at 50%. So this one meets my requirements, and then I want to see less than 50% here. So when it hits this downside, I want to see that it typically bounces and closes higher, which is indicated by a low number. So I want to see a high number on the trend side, a low number on the counter trend side. So this one's good. High number, low number, good. More than 50, less than 50. Actually, this one's not. See, look at this, right on 50. More than 50, but it's when it hits this level, it typically less than 50% of the time, it typically closes below that more than 50% of the time. So I'm going to eliminate PXD. All right, more than 50, less than 50, that's good. More, less, good. More, less. More, less, and more, less. Okay, perfect. All right, so how do I get this to the best one? So now that I have, these are the 7, we narrowed it down to 7 stocks. So how do I find the best one? Well, the easiest way to do it, we know that these are in the best sector. We know that they make money on both their trend and counter trend side. We know that they have a high tendency of closing above that level, and they typically don't close below this counter trend level. So what we could do is we could just say, okay, out of these, which one has the highest hit rate of the trend side? And TSO does. That's the easiest way to do it, and that's a very good way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of a comparison of the levels on levels, how often it closes above it, and the counter trend levels on levels. I want to see a big spread, so I want to see a big number here, low number here. So 30 and 13. Well, the DO is automatically better because APA was 30 and 13, so 30% of the time it closes above this, 13.5% of the time it closes below that. So this one here, 38% of the time it closes above that, and only 11% of the time it closes below that. So DO is automatically better. All right, so this one's close. 38.5 and 11, and 34.6 and 9.6. Very, very close. How do I eliminate? Find which one's better? Well, they hit the trend side at the same rate. So both of these guys, both the QEP and DO, hit their trend side 53.8% of the time. How often do they hit the counter trend side? Well, DO hits at 32.7 and QEP hits at 40. So therefore, DO, because the stats are very close, DO is slightly better because it doesn't hit the counter trend side as often as QEP. And I don't want it to hit the counter trend side. Remember, if it hits the counter trend side, that means that it's selling off a little bit. So DO is a little better. All right, let's do a comparison of this one. These ones are very close too. Almost identical. These ones are basically. So look at this. They same close rate, same on both sides. But SE hits the trend side 59.6% of the time compared to 53.8, so it's slightly better. But it also hits the counter trend side slightly better. I'm going to say SE is slightly better than DO, and it is very close, but I'm going to say SE is slightly better. Let's look at TSO. TSO hits the trend side very often. Well, TSO is better because hits the trend side 61.5 compared to 59.6. Counter trend on SE is 34.6 compared to 21.2. Yeah, TSO is better, and I believe TSO is going to be the best. It is. TSO is the best. That is the one we're going to go long. Okay, but we're going to pair this with a short position, and the reason why is because, again, the quality is not good. The best sector to short in today is the XLK, so let's move that over. I'm going to take all 8 of these stocks and move them over to my portfolio, and we're going to find the best stock to short in the XLK. The XLK is the best because the quality, it's moving down. Find the one with the, in the same direction. We got 3 of them moving down. Which one's got the highest quality? XLK. We got 6 of them moving up. Which one's the highest quality? XLE. So now let's find the best stock in the XLK. Let's do our pair down analysis. Let's eliminate anything like this. Doesn't make money. So I'm going to eliminate PayX. I'm going to eliminate Google. I'm going to eliminate FISV. I'm going to eliminate CTSH. I'm going to eliminate that one. I'm going to eliminate the XOK itself. We might. Okay, EMC. I'm going to eliminate HPQ. And TSS. Okay, so basically the only 2 out of the top 8 in the XLK that make money is TSS and EMC. Now I want to see more than 50, less than 50. Okay, TSS is good. So more. Well, look at EMC. It's not. It hits at a high rate, but when it hits, it only closes above that 28.8% of the time compared to 30.8% of the time on TSS. TSS hits and closes below this 40 and 15 compared to 28 and 9.6. It's actually really close. TSS and EMC. I'll tell you what, EMC and TSS are very close. I almost want to say EMC because it hits this 63.5% of the time and doesn't close on the counter trend side as often. It's very, very close. Let's look at this on a chart. I think I'm going to go probably with EMC, but I want to look at it. Let's look at it on a chart just to see technically kind of where they're sitting. Okay, so technically you can see shifted into a downtrend, kind of came back, tried to go into an uptrend, kind of went to that shift area and then down again. I think it's sitting this whole area, this area right at 2550, which it's sitting right at right now, is going to be a tough area. You see here, let me go back further. This is all kind of a base that it kind of broke or tried to break, but it did actually go lower, made a lower low here. It's going to be a tough area to have this break above. So I do like the short side. The only thing I don't like, well, now that I look at it, I guess it's not that. I thought there was a little gap right here that hadn't been filled, but it was filled. So there's a little gap down. Rallies back up, kind of fills that gap completely. EMC looks good on the short side, but let's compare it to the other one. I want to make sure we make the right decision. And looking at, using the stats and the charts in comparison is good. This one here doesn't look as bearish. It's yes, it is in a downtrend. It's sitting at a fairly key level. But it's not as deep in that downtrend as EMC is. EMC had sold off a little more. I'm going to say EMC. So here's the plan for today. We're going to go long TSO at the open. Okay, long TSO, which is in the XLE, energy sector. Long TSO at the open if it's 92.27, add to the position. If it's 89.99, add to the position there. Hold it all day long, close at the end of the day. At the same time, short EMC. Feel free to add at 25.14 if it hits there. Actually, I'm not going to add there because less than 50% of the time when it hits that, it closes. Yes, it makes money, but I'm just going to short at the open. I'm not going to add at the trend side, but I will, if it rallies up and hits 25.68, I will add there. So again, at the open, short EMC, hold all day long, close at the end of the day. At the open, go long TSO, hold all day long, close at the end of the day. That is the plays for the week. We had a couple updates here. What we wanted to do, the quality was not good. It was 41.6. You should be long the XLP, consumer staples. All right. And the best stock in the consumer staples was KR, and you should be short XLE. And the best stock in the XLE for this week was SWN. But that was the Paris trade. And then for the month, we just started the month. Trend quality almost went below 50%. It didn't, but the best stock to be long all month, or the best sector, is the XLV. That was last month also. XLV was a sector that well outperformed the market. And the best stock to be long in the XLV, using my drill down analysis, is UNH. Okay, so I'll talk more about that on Monday. But make it a great day. Have spend time with family. Make it a great Easter. Remember the reason for the season. Okay, very, very important. In the meantime, go to wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. All right, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Type in your name, your email address, hit done, and we will get you our free ebook so you can start outperforming the market and make money in crazy markets like we're in right now. Markets are chopping around, bumping around all over the place. How you make money? Well, Wealthy Trades has put in a very good week this week in comparison to the market. Up about 0.5% on Monday, up 1.5% on Tuesday, up 0.35% yesterday, when the market basically lost money almost every day. So anyway, learn what you're doing. Email me at info@wealthytrades.com if you have any questions. Go to that wealthytrades.instapage.com right now. Type in your name, email address, get our ebook free. Keep watching. Tell your friends, family about this. Everybody needs to understand this information. Thanks. Happy Easter. Have a great day.